Hey, what's up, Vicious?
CG, Big C.
Up on the track, right down where it's at.
Young Kings FLA TV, let's get it.
Hot music, we got it. Hot topics, we got it. Black power, we got it. And knowledge, we got it. 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 Got spirit, we got it. Having fun, we got it. Get work done, we got it. Number one, we got it. 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 C-E-G.
Yo, this Big C.
It's Candy Apple Red.
It's J.G., the one only.
That's SinBad JDP. Can you get like me?
Yep.
Yeah, and it's Young Kings FLA TV, y'all. And we're here to talk about Breonna Taylor, what's going on, and the cops being exonerated. And we want to talk about what's going on in the NBA, what Sir Charles had to say. I don't call him Sir Charles anymore. I have no respect for that guy for what he said. And Shaquille O'Neal agreeing with him. I don't agree with none of that. And we got Candy Apple Red right here. She's going to help y'all to what's going on. Peace. Yeah, y'all. We're back. And we got Candy Apple Red. She's going to tell y'all about the cops that got exonerated with Breonna, for the Breonna Taylor's case. And here she is.
Thank you very much. Well, welcome CEG family. We're here with today's segment about Breonna Taylor. As many of you may know, that she was a 26-year-old woman who was shot to death from 3 cops that actually banged her door down in the middle of the night and shot her. Right now, the outrage from what happened with Breonna is the 3 cops that were indicted. So right now there's footage of protests all over for Louisiana. Well, actually Louisville, Kentucky, where this incident took place. And we're going to show up footage right now.
Angry protesters took to the streets, some in tears. Here's Megan Alexander.
So this is a long processional that is now headed towards downtown Louisville. People on foot and in vehicles honoring the memory of Breonna Taylor and reacting to the news passionately with their thoughts about what is taking place today. A little earlier, the police and the protesters appeared to have a little bit of a standoff, and a lot of folks scattered and many got in cars. So what was sort of a walking processional has kind of turned into a slow parade of vehicles. The crowd is growing in size and in numbers as it now appears that they're heading more towards downtown.
The announcement was made as a large crowd gathered downtown. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron.
Celebrities, influencers, and activists who, having never lived in Kentucky, would try to tell us how to feel, suggesting they understand the facts of this case, that they know our community and the Commonwealth better than we do. But they don't.
Former Detective Brett Hankinson was charged with 3 counts of first-degree wanton endangerment, but not murder or manslaughter, as Breonna Taylor's family demanded. 2 other cops who were there that night were not indicted. The family's attorney, Ben Crump, called the decision outrageous and offensive. President Trump was asked if justice was served.
I love the black community. I don't know enough about it. I heard a decision was just made. We've been together here, and so we haven't discussed it. But after I see what the decision is, I will have a comment on it.
Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly, a police officer wounded in the shooting by Breonna's boyfriend, spoke out just hours before the grand jury decision came down. I know we did the legal, moral, and ethical thing that night. It's sad how the good guys are demonized and the criminals are canonized. All week long, the city braced for potential violence. The mayor declared a state of emergency. Police imposed a curfew. Windows in downtown are boarded up. So is the federal courthouse. All police leave has been canceled. Barricades blocked downtown streets. Breonna Taylor's name has become a rallying cry for racial justice across America. Watchmen star Regina King wore a Breonna Taylor t-shirt for the Emmys. She was on the cover of September's Vanity Fair magazine. And Oprah commissioned 26 billboards calling for the police to be charged, one for each year of Breonna's life. Her family recently reached a $12 million wrongful death settlement with the city.
All right.
This right here is heartbreaking. I know the family reached a settlement, but they wanted justice, and people of all races are standing for what's right, because this whole situation was wrong from the beginning, and for those cops to be indicted was not justice served, because it was wrong for them to even have a warrant, a no-knock warrant, to bust into her home in the middle of the night and come in, because she wasn't even doing a crime. She wasn't a criminal. She might have been, a friend of who they were looking for, but the thing is, they had him in custody. A lot of people don't know the details of the story, and so they're placing an opinion just based on the law of the cops had a warrant, and it was a no-knock warrant, so they had a right to bust in the door, and they shot at an officer. But they're not looking at, they were not supposed to be there in the beginning. She was an associate of who they were looking for by a man named, I believe, Glover, who they had already in custody. And they put a warrant to go to her home. She does not live with the man. She's not the man's girlfriend. She moved on with her life away from the man, but yet they had a warrant. And then they acknowledged that they were wrong and should not have been at her home. But yet they had a no-knock warrant, busting her home, knocking the door down, and killing her. And this is so sad that it's beyond tears, and to see that everyone is coming together. But the story has to be told correctly. Yeah. What do you guys feel about this?
All right. Well, I feel that it's very wrong. It's very sad that we get no justice, man. And for them to, this guy to say that the good guys are demonized. Mm-hmm. Who says you're a good guy? Because you have a badge? Right. Because you have a badge? There's a lot of bad cops with badges. Yeah. You know what I mean? That don't make you a good guy. What makes you a good guy is when you uphold the law and do your job the way you're supposed to do it. Exactly. He said a false statement when he said that they did their job correct. If they did their job correct, how come they got sued for $12 million?
Why would they?
How? First of all, you're gonna give somebody $12 million hush money. That's all that is hush money. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? But okay, so you're gonna give them $12 million hush money so this guy can feel like he's a good guy when he knows darn well that he's not a good guy. They went in there to kill that young lady.
Yeah, they shot her 8
They
times.
shot her, and while she was unarmed.
She did not shoot. Her boyfriend shot, but she had to stand your law ground.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Because there's people breaking into his home.
Yeah.
They did not announce that they was the police. There's 12 witnesses saying that they did not announce that they was the police. They just knocked down their door, came in with their guns out in the middle of the night while she's in bed, and shoot her 8 times when she had no weapon at all. Yeah. She had no weapon at all. And they were not supposed to be there. They had no reasonable cause to be there, and they killed her. And now they want justice for themselves, saying that they did nothing wrong, that they're not the guilty ones. That is crazy. What about the rest of you guys?
So this is just despicable, man, because they're going about it as if they had some hidden plan all along in order to get revenge, or just scheme on Breonna Taylor or anyone that she knows. So this is just, and there are unmarked cops, unmarked cars, they were wearing plain clothes and just acting such and such, just out of context, out of no reason. I mean, this things like this just can't slide, and I fully fully believe that they need a certain like extreme justice on these cops, because this is just like it's not gonna stand. We're not gonna go take no for an answer for all this. No, absolutely not. No, this is one of the main key aspects of our society that we have to go speak upon, and we have to go keep on fighting for, because if we don't say nothing, if we don't stand up, continue doing this precious pursuit against us. And like I said, whatever the case with any type of hidden agenda that they may have, or or that they're pulling out the way how they break into people's doors by no content reason. First of all, if it was me, I would definitely would be like standing my ground. I'll be like, what the heck going on?
People breaking down your door.
Yeah, people have rights. So people have rights. So I would definitely be out there with my pistol, saying no, what's going on? No, you have no right being out there. You mean get up out of my house. Now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, people defend themselves, did not do no wrong, but these cops just people like that just gotta go, man. I just don't know how you have that mindset, and you got a badge, man. You have a duty to protect and serve. Exactly. You know what I mean? And you can't just uphold that law. You're going above the law and doing extreme measures, for people who just don't necessarily deserve it. I mean, no one did anything. So
they had the right to be there.
Right. So
and she was unarmed. She was
unarmed.
In her bed,
sleeping.
So there's no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, if I went and there was a dog laying on my porch, right, and I ran out there and I just started shooting the dog, they would want to lock me up. Exactly. They would want to kill me because I shot the dog because it was on my porch. I said, I was scared for my life. Oh no, you shouldn't have shot the dog. You should have called the Humane Society. We would have came and picked the dog up. But since you shot the dog, we're going to kill you. But you can go shoot an unarmed black woman laying in her bed. Why is that? Are we lower than animals?
Exactly. That's a shame. SinBad, what do you feel about it?
Honestly, I'm not surprised about the decision that they wanted to make, because they do this all the time. They always are doing this. It's just crazy and alarming to hear something like that, because of how long and how many days that we sat here protesting stuff like this, even when it came to other situations before this or during this, because this is just terrible. They gave us, like you said, they gave them a $12 million settlement, showing that, okay, we're wrong for what happened, and then you go around and turn and say, oh, we're not gonna indict them, all three of them, for the fact that she was murdered in her own home while she's unarmed and sleeping, and then just indict one person for wanted endangerment into another apartment. So I understand why everybody is outraged and why they want to do it. I'm just looking at the video, and you see everybody, they over here trying to barricade everywhere because they're afraid of a whole outbreak, because they knew this was going to happen.
They knew.
They knew the decision they wanted to make even before that.
Before that, and then the president goes and say, I don't know much about the situation. He was full aware of the situation.
Yes, he was.
He was full aware. But let's also look at Charles Barkley. There's a comment that he made about the police officers being indicted for Breonna Taylor, also with Shaq agreeing with this statement. So let's see. You can have your own judgments of the statement, but we're gonna voice ours too.
Former Sixer and current basketball analyst Charles Barkley is facing backlash for his comments on the Breonna Taylor case. Last night during the NBA pregame show, he said Taylor's death should not be compared to other recent high-profile cases.
We do have to take into account that her boyfriend did shoot at the cop and shot a cop. So, like I say, even though I'm really sorry she lost her life, I don't think that we can just say we can put this in the same situation with George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery. I just don't believe that.
Hall of Famer and coach Shaquille O'Neal agreed with Barkley. Now both are facing criticism on social media. Sports reporter Jamel Hill said, with all due respect to the TNT crew, Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron did not present the full story in his public comments. He presented half-truths to shape a narrative. The police were careless and reckless and tried to cover their expletive.
That is crazy.
Right there.
I would say that this does fit in the Ombre Floyd situation because she was an innocent victim. They came to her with false charges, just like they did with George and Ombre.
Right.
She's a black woman who was unarmed in her home sleeping, causing no problems to no one, and she did not shoot at the officer. He himself said that the boyfriend shot.
Yes.
But yet she got shot 8 times, and so therefore with Charles Barkley and Shaquille, I feel like they did not care to do the research because they're going on with their life. They chose to stay out of touch because look at their fellow teammates playing in this sport, trying to stand up, take a stand for Breonna, but yet they're saying he shot at an officer. These officers did not announce they were officers. They broke down the door in the middle of the night. If I'm laying in my bed in the middle of the night and my door comes flying off and you're in plain clothes, what do you think I'm going to think? You're an officer and I did nothing wrong? I'm going to feel like you're supposed to be there?
Yeah.
I did nothing wrong and you knocked my door down in the middle of the night with your gun in my head. I am not going to think rationally and say, maybe this is the cop. Maybe because I know Bob down the street who they're looking for and I should get killed for him. No one's going to think that. So I'm sure Breonna was not thinking that. I'm sure her boyfriend who tried to protect her with his permitted gun, who shot one time at one cop in the leg, didn't think that she should have deserved to be shot 8 times. So I feel like Charles Barkley and Shaquille did not take the time to know the full story before they released their comment. And I feel like with Charles, he probably still would release the same comment because he's thinking, oh, it's a cop. But it still was wrong. Cop or not, they should not have been at her home. They have no excuse for having a warrant to search her.
That's why they let him go.
They have no excuse to have even been there, cop or not. Even if they knocked on the door and said, I have a warrant for you and I'm a cop. If she did no crime, why do you have a warrant to search, to come to her home and come prepared to shoot? Exactly. What was the point?
They let her boyfriend go. He was not charged or none of that. He was not charged. So Charles, you're sitting there saying that she deserved to die because her boyfriend, the one who had the gun, they went past him. They went past him, the one who did the shooting, and shot a person who was unarmed in their bed. What threat?
And left her there for 20 minutes.
Yeah, and they left her to die for 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? The EMT, and she was an EMT. She worked. She rescued people's lives. She rescued people. She was a citizen, a law-abiding citizen. She had a job. She had a career, not just a job. You know, she had a lot to live for. It's not like she was a known criminal that was selling drugs. If you see the place where they live, it looked nice. It was not she was not a ghetto thug female, none of that. So why would they have to come breaking down her door like she's in a trap house?
Yeah. What was the point of breaking down the door?
Right. What was the point?
What was the need to break down the door? And what was the need to shoot her 8 times when she does not have a weapon? What was the need to shoot her?
Yes, and this what we gonna do. We're gonna show y'all another clip. You know, about with LeBron James and what he had to say about the Breonna Taylor situation with the cops being exonerated. All right, y'all. All right, we're back. We're gonna show y'all LeBron James, a man I respect as a basketball player, as a human being, as a brother. You know, this man have a lot of people criticizing him and a lot of people who love him. And you know, not just cause he played for the Miami Heat, hey, plug for the Miami Heat. They're doing their thing over there. We're gonna meet LeBron over there. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna beat them Celtics on Sunday and we'll be meeting LeBron them if they take care of Denver Nuggets. We love LeBron, man. We love all the people who are standing up that don't have to stand up for us. You know, we respect that, man. We respect that a lot. So this is what LeBron James had to say about what happened to Breonna Taylor.
And they dominated us, so we were just trying to turn the tide.
How emotional was the last 24 hours for you after the Breonna Taylor ruling, and how did you channel that for this win tonight?
Very heavy. The emotions was very high, and I mean, we have a teammate on our team that's from Louisville and Rajon. So as heavy as it's been on us, it's even heavier on him because that's his hometown. And I just thought, I don't know if the case is, I don't want to get into the case, things of that nature, but I know we lost a beautiful woman in Breonna that has no say-so in what's going on right now. And we want justice, no matter how long it takes, even though it's been so many days, so many hours, so many minutes for her family, for her community. I mean, I got a daughter of mine at home and a wife and my mom. And so many predominant black women in my life to think about if they weren't here the next day, or think if they were gunned down, it would be something I would never be able to forgive myself or forgive who did it. So, I mean, we're here playing this game, and it's very challenging on us. It's very difficult. But at the same time, our hearts is with that family, with that city, and it's just so unjust what's going on. Sorry to be so long-winded. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy, and we just hope that there's better days, and you hope for better days, and spread love and not hate, because that's what it all boils down to. So.
You guys are here to share your voice, so no need to apologize. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you Game 5.
Yeah, very, very moving post-game interview.
Yeah. You see, that's why I respect LeBron, man. That's why I respect the NBA. Back when, like last year, when what his name is, the guy that played for 49ers, Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Back when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for people, for the unjust things that were happening to young black males, the NFL, they blackballed him, and nobody wanted to talk about it, and all of that. Now, this Breonna Taylor thing happens, George Floyd. Now everybody is on the bandwagon. Cause they don't, it's all about money to these people, man. It's all about money. That's how I feel. Now they're doing the historical black. Hey, nothing wrong with that, Stephen A. I love that part about you, that you guys are trying to put the black colleges on the map for the sports, so they can go grab more underprivileged kids. Not just going to the Ivy League, the Big Ten, the Pac-12, and all that. You going to the HBCUs, historical black colleges, and you showcasing them now. But it took some young black people, some black folks, to get killed, so y'all to give us our props. Y'all gotta see this now. Don't go walking around with blinders like the horse running around the track. You can only look one way, can't see nothing else. You got to be able to look around and see what's going on, and that's why I respect LeBron, because LeBron was, when this was happening, he was speaking up about it. He was speaking up back then when Colin was speaking up. The NBA was trying to speak up. Now everybody's on the bandwagon. I really want to know if this, are they really sincere? You know, they got on the back of their jerseys, Black Lives Matter, all that. I respect the NBA for that there. You know what I'm saying? In the NFL, they're trying to recognize black folks, but before all this happened, nobody was trying to recognize that. And that's what I want to ask you guys. What do you guys think? I know everybody up here don't watch sports like that, but I'm a sports guy, and you know, I love football and I love basketball, and I want to know what you guys got to think, what you guys got to say about that situation right there and what's going on.
Well, what I would say from it, I don't watch the NFL, so like I don't really care about the NFL or anything like that, especially after the whole Colin Kaepernick thing happened, and then realizing that from like soon as he did that, nobody wanted to play him or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people saying he's disrespecting the flag, which he stated that it wasn't even to disrespect the flag. It's because the police brutality going on.
Exactly.
Ever since then, the NFL haven't done. Ever since then, like I haven't looked at the NFL in a while, so I don't know what the heck they got going on because I don't look at it. I don't watch the Super Bowl no more. None of that. Any game. I don't even have a favorite team from them no more.
Yeah.
Anything like that. Because you know me. I used to have. I used to like Giants.
You used to like the
Giants.
Hey.
I don't even like them. I don't like none of it. I don't like anything to do with the NFL. Like when it comes to the NBA and seeing what they doing, the players they take a stand. Respect to LeBron James because he always spoke out and everything. He even spoke out when he spoke out against Trump, and then I can't remember her name. That lady reporter. She said something. She telling him to shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
Shut up and dribble.
That was so.
I'm a citizen and my vote still counts.
Yeah,
that's right.
on,
So
man.
I don't care if I'm making all this money just to bounce a basketball. I'm still gonna make a difference, and I'm still gonna speak out because this is something that I like seeing. This is my people.
I'm a taxpayer citizen.
Yeah, exactly.
He pays more taxes than we do. All right.
Yeah. So for me, like you said, I'm not like into sports and anything. I don't know. They're trying to do some things. I know some of them. I'm sure it's about the money. I'm just glad it's a spark that has said.
Oh yeah.
Whether they were asleep then, but if they're waking up now, I'm glad for that because we got a president now that don't want to wake up at all to none of this. He wants this to happen. He wants the police brutality. You know, and so I applaud like LeBron James and the NBA, you know, going to make their stand for blacks being,
they postpone games. They postpone games and everything.
It took a lot for us to be noticed. So I'm glad that we are being noticed. That they're saying, okay, now our dollar does count. Because there's a lot of people, even like designers, they're like, oh, I don't want black people to wear my clothes. You know, and then when we stop, their money stopped. Now they're like trying to throw black people in there because it is about their money. But I'm glad they're waking up and seeing, hey, we matter.
We do.
Black people
Black lives matter.
Yeah. We matter to you because of our money. Also, it's being spent on your product.
That's right.
We matter some shape, some form. You got to look at us that we are human. We speak the language like you do. We put our pants on one leg at a time just like you do. We're not monkeys and dogs or whatever you try to label us as. We are human in some way, shape, or form, whether it be you looking at me as a human or you looking at I can profit you with my money to buy your product. You're opening your eyes and seeing that, yes, we matter. Yeah. That's how I look at it. So I'm glad for the spark.
Okay, that's
that's
candy apple red right there.
That's what I love to see, because we're doing now. They're doing it, on a more universal standpoint where they're showing everybody, look, man, everybody gotta be aware about this. You know what I'm saying? We care. You know what I'm saying? I just big ups for NBA for doing that. I have the utmost respect, because them putting that on the jersey. Also, honestly, I really want to go see this personally, like in all sports. Yeah, so like where everybody can just like speak up with like the whole Black Lives Matter movement, and that'll be like very powerful too. You know what I'm saying? Not just with the NBA, but like NFL, NCAA, college sports, probably like NHL, like all that stuff. Like if they just like get out there, why not?
So all over the world now, all of like the soccer players and stuff like that. When they heard about the Breonna Taylor case and all that, those people in England and all over the world, all those people were protesting. They were upset as well.
Right.
Man. This thing is big. See, y'all don't, man, God working, man. If y'all don't know God working, this is not a regular thing where it's gonna get swept under the rug, man. You know what I'm saying? It's written, man. It's written that God, if God for you, no one can be against you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's a lot of people out there doing wrong stuff, but not just black people. There's white people out there game blaming. It's black people. It's Latino people. It's black. It's good people. It's bad people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally
and
agree.
we all live in the flesh. We all live in the body. And you can't, you know, like Martin Luther King said it the best, man. You don't judge a person by the color of their skin. You judge them by the content of their character.
Very powerful.
You know what I mean?
Very powerful.
So you can't look at me cause, you know what I'm saying, I'm walking through and I'm looking like a Jeep. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm born and raised around that, and that's how we dress. That's how we dress, man.
Yeah.
If you were born and raised around some freaking hippies or some Rastas or whatever, that's how you dress. That's how you dress. But that don't mean I'm gonna judge you and say, God darn, man, you ain't supposed to be eating pork. You got dreads. No, that's how you dress, bro.
Yeah, that's
your
exactly.
style, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all stop trying to put us in a box.
Always,
you know what I'm saying?
man.
Stop trying to keep us on the other side of the tracks. All this thing is bigger than what people think it's about, man.
Yeah.
It's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? You want us to stay poor and broke, and you want us to think subconsciously that we're like lower than you when we're not. We come from kings and queens, baby. We got African blood running through our veins, and all y'all know, man, Africans rule, man. Africans rule, bro. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to my Africans over there, man. Over there in Africa, man. Big ups to y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all, man. If y'all don't love it, we love y'all, bro. We love our black people, and we got to stand up and come together, man. We got something else to show y'all, bro. We're going to show y'all something else about the gentleman from England. I think it's from England.
Yeah, we're going to go in about the settlement that the family of Breonna Taylor has received, and all of its details, because they did receive $12 million plus
no.
police reform.
No, we're wrong, baby. We got, excuse me, y'all.
Oh, you want to show Stephen?
We got to show Stephen A. Smith, y'all. We still on the sports.
Okay,
we're still on the sports. Yeah, we're going to show Stephen A. Smith and what he had to say. Smith and Michael Wilburn. Stephen A. Smith and Michael Wilburn.
Mike Wilbon is back here with me. Mike Wilbon, you heard the news that one officer would be indicted. Obviously, wanton endangerment was the charge, not murder, not
or shooting into another.
That's
apartment.
right. That's right. The other two officers were not charged. Your reaction?
I got several reactions, Stephen A. The first one is I'm not surprised. Part of our outrage about this is this isn't the first time. It's not the 5th time. It's not the 10th time. We can go back in news accounts in our own history and find so many of these. I was thinking about when I was 10 years old in Chicago. 2 names that people may not realize, Mark Clark and Fred Hampton. There were as many as 99 bullets that went into their apartment in a similar raid, a pre-dawn raid. 1 bullet came out. And you know what happened? You know how many people were convicted? None. Their deaths were ruled justifiable homicide. All right? So you talk about today's situation where these 2 officers you mentioned, they were cleared by the grand jury of any wrongdoing and found justified in the shooting. So look, we have to press on. You heard so many voices there. What I really want to sort of point out to people who are younger is the pursuit of justice is not a sprint. It's a marathon.
It's a marathon.
And it's particularly a marathon in the context of what we are talking about now leading up through Breonna Taylor and others. And so this is going to have to keep going. Missing 1 game, missing a couple games is not going to change anything dramatic necessarily. The pursuit of it has got to be dogged and determined.
This particular, and I'm going to touch on this tomorrow and beyond, please don't get me wrong, but I want to move this conversation forward in this regard because we've seen so many protests, we've seen players, really, really expressing themselves for all the right reasons. But it comes down to what are you going to do about it? What are you really, really after? Because that's what a lot of people in our society are asking. Now, this particular case in the state of Kentucky, it has what is it called? No-knock warrants. Okay. Now that's not applicable to this case because the Attorney General said that this didn't involve a no-knock warrant. But it's interesting. Do you know that no-knock warrants, obviously that exists in Kentucky? So does a license to carry. So does stand your ground laws, a la Trayvon Martin from years ago. So if you can execute a no-knock warrant in a state, and that same state there's a license to carry, and that same state there's stand your ground laws, that's a powder keg waiting to happen between citizens and law enforcement officials. Maybe, just maybe, if players aim their sights at making sure that those laws are modified or flat out eradicated or changed, some of these issues that we repeatedly find ourselves having to address, maybe.
You're talking about very specific lobbying and pressure being applied, and that's where I think one of the things that players have done very skillfully is tap into other sources of people who can help them, owners.
That's right. Owners.
Executives.
That's right.
Apply that pressure.
Commissioners.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, Mike.
For me, I feel that we have to weed out those people who don't want to change those laws. There's a lot of people that's still in the higher ups who's been there for years who can't get voted out. They're just in there. We have to fight for these laws to change, but we also got to fight for those people to be removed who don't want to listen to us asking for these laws to change, because I'm sure someone out there, forgive me for not fighting for it because I need to start, but I'm sure there's someone out there saying that these laws are pretty much screwed up because like the no-knock, but yet I can stand my ground and yet I could have a permit and I can shoot an intruder, which in the Breonna Taylor case, it looks like an intrusion. And so we do need to fight for these laws. That means that in our own state, we need to look at what is in place, what makes sense, what don't make sense, and fight for some of these things to change, because this system was created to work against us.
That's right.
It was created for us to get killed and for them to say, you might have a warrant, I might have a warrant and you might have your permission to carry a firearm and stand your ground, but I have this warrant to save me.
And this badge.
I'm behind this badge and I have this warrant. So all of that goes out the window for you because I'm a cop. I could be dirty, I could be nasty, I can come there set to kill you and you're innocent. As long as I got this warrant, I got the whole police force backing me up. I got the judge who signed the warrant backing me up, who's going to try to keep his hands clean to say because he signed it. So it's a lot. There's more than just trying to say, hey, we need to work on changing this. It's more in detail about that. And I thank God that he says there is one law set that's not going to change, that seed time and harvest. Although those cops was indicted, God has a way of getting justice himself.
That's right.
For us. So that is what we're going to talk about, the settlement, what the family received. But with this, what Stephen said, he's right. But it's not a surprise because it's been happening. But the thing is, because so many people came together, and not just black people, but
the whole world.
The whole world came together. There was hope. There was hope. But still, with that hope, that bad decision still was made. So we still got to keep pushing and going forward and keep pressing on till there's a change. So we still got to continue because this is a Goliath. So it's gonna take a David to knock it down.
Right.
That's right.
With God.
That's right.
With God.
And that's what made David so powerful. That's what made him be able to have the courage to go against David. Go against Goliath.
Right.
Because he was the underdog. He was the one everybody looked at as, he's a little farm boy. He's a goat herder. He's out there protecting the goats and everything. But David had to fight lions and bears to protect the sheep and the goats and all that. And that gave him the courage because he believed in God. And that's what we got to family. We cannot leave God out of our lives.
You can't.
because we got these devils out here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a real devil out here, man. And he's trying to destroy us. We're God's people, man.
Right.
And we're made in His image, man. And they hate us, man. They hate us because of the color of our skin. We got melanin in our skin. They hate us because of our strength. And it's sad. We gotta pray for them because a lot of them was raised this way. And you gotta, and a lot of these neighborhoods, man, these cops are raised up in neighborhoods where they don't really see black people unless they're on television. They don't grow up around us.
That's true.
Yeah.
They don't grow up around us. When I was in Louisiana, in Lake Charles, Louisiana, I was over there working, man. They didn't even play BET. We couldn't get BET.
Wow.
We couldn't get BET over there because they don't see, y'all don't know, it's big, man. They don't let them listen to our music in certain areas, man. They can't pick up certain radio stations in their area. They block the frequencies because they're off the grid. They go off the grid. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And they stay way out there where it ain't hardly no black people. And if they do have black people around their area, they are on the other side of the tracks or miles away. You know what I mean? So we gotta pray. We gotta pray, man, because a lot of these people growing up this way are taught to hate. And just like in a lot of our hoods, a lot of these people gang banging because they don't know no other way. They're gang banging because that's what they grew up around, and that's what they feel like. If I got my homeboys, ain't nobody gonna mess with me. Ain't nobody gonna mess with my homeboy. But what we gotta do is all come together. You know what I'm saying? So I want to let one of these other guys speak. What y'all have to say about this thing?
I mean, I couldn't agree anymore. So that's very interesting that you said that, like, they can't even necessarily make you just like be you, like, in certain particular areas, and that's wild. I'm just not knowing that, but honestly, man, yeah, that's really what it is. That's really what it is. Wow.
How you gonna have feelings for something or somebody when you're
you're
brainwashed into hating, man?
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me, y'all.
When I was growing up in this neighborhood, it was predominantly white. Now it's like black takeover, but when I was growing up, the neighbors, the kids would come over and they're like, wow, a real black person. Only thought you guys were on TV. And they're like 12 years old. Acting amazed that they see a real black person.
They want to touch your hair. Can I touch your hair?
Wow. Like, I'm like in the amusement park and they're like just, oh wow. Like, mommy, look at this, a real black person. So yeah, it's a lot of people that grow up.
They don't grow up around us, man. And that's why we're gonna let y'all see this other gentleman. If you want to say something, JDP,
all I can say is I agree with everything, especially with getting new people inside of Congress, because they have people that are like, they're so like, they've been there for years, like it's like, and they can't be voted out. They just sit there and they keep up with the same laws, or they make these laws that's gonna be against us and not equal for everybody. You feel me? Or it's gonna be something that gets in the way, just like this situation here, where they got a no-knock warrant law, and then if I got the right to stand my ground here, then you already know then something's gonna be bad.
That's right.
A recipe for disaster.
Right.
People that are like for the younger generation that's gonna be here after those people are gone, then they need to be the ones that's here to go ahead and reform everything and definitely give us the laws that we need that's gonna be helpful for us. Like,
on that note, y'all don't just vote for the president. Y'all gotta go vote all across the board. If you're gonna vote and know who you voting for. Know what Democrat to vote for. Not just, I'm gonna vote for him because he's a Democrat. Know which Democrat to vote for. If you're a Republican, know which Republican you're gonna vote for. You don't just go vote because they're a Republican or they're a Democrat. You gotta find out about these people, man, and that's how we're gonna get reform, man. That's how we're gonna get them. Like they said, weed the bad out with the good. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and weed them out, man. And we gotta do our research and our homework. We got something good to show y'all. We got this young British brother. He gonna drop the facts on y'all. Like, all right, so stay tuned.
It has been 6 months now since the 26-year-old EMT was killed in her own apartment by Louisville police. And after months of protests in the streets, online, and at major sporting events, the city of Louisville has finally responded.
A major development in the killing of Breonna Taylor. Attorneys for Taylor's family say they have reached a settlement with the city of Louisville, Kentucky. That settlement includes a financial agreement and police reforms.
$12 million in a settlement, a civil settlement for Breonna Taylor, but the lawyers and the mom and everybody there making it clear that this fight is not over. They did announce, though, that along with that civil settlement, there are a number of police reforms, including a housing credit for officers to live in low-income housing, to live in the communities that they police, creating a program to include social workers for assistance on police runs, commanding officer to review search warrants before the officer seeks a judicial warrant. Those are some pretty serious reforms for the police department.
Okay, there's a lot going on right here, so let's try and break it down. In what might be a first, the city of Louisville has agreed to not just pay a settlement to Breonna Taylor's family, but also enact a number of police reforms to try and prevent something like this from happening ever again. For instance, from now on, a commanding officer has to attach their name to a search warrant before it goes to a judge, which hopefully means that they'll be more careful about which raids they approve, because now they can be held accountable. Also, every raid will now include paramedics, so that if someone does get shot, somebody is on hand to try and save their life. Unlike what happened with Breonna Taylor, who was left on the ground for 20 minutes after being shot.
On the ground.
Another reform is that officers will now be incentivized to live in the communities that they police, which is a step in the right direction, but I'll be honest with you, I can't believe that police are allowed to live outside the areas that they patrol. You know, you would think they'd have a vested interest if they police the places that they're from.
That's right.
It's like the president not living in the country that he's in charge of, which I know technically Putin does with America, but you know what I'm saying. And obviously, a large part of the settlement is the $12 million paid to Breonna Taylor's family, which is a record for the most money Louisville has ever paid for police misconduct. Honestly, that's not really the type of records we want black people to be setting. And the thing that's also messed up about these settlements is that it's never paid by the police who did something wrong. It's paid by the city, which means taxpayers are being punished for the crimes that are committed against them, which I think we can all agree is some bullshit.
Wow.
If cops are guilty of misconduct, they should be responsible for the settlement. You'd be a lot less likely to play fast and loose if you knew that you were risking your house. And as for the police department, this was a big step forward. But at the same time, guys, I don't think you should take the killing of an innocent person for police departments to make common sense reforms. They should be doing this on their own. You know, the time to install a smoke detector is not while your house is on fire. So yes, the city of Louisville has made moves to atone for what happened to Breonna Taylor. And in some ways, this is a victory. But really, the true victory will be when no more families have to get settlements for the loved ones that they've lost.
That's right.
All right, let's move on from police brutality to another scourge of 2020. Facebook, the place your uncle goes to investigate the Kennedy.
Yeah, that was just probably to pay them to hope that the protests stop.
Yeah, that was on my mind about that. Yeah, the hush money.
Get off free and clear.
But so
for killing someone.
Yeah, and that's very interesting that he's saying that's a very powerful truth. They said that really the taxpayers are getting punished for doing all for paying off that because come from that instead of actually going to police. So that's just like a very shady system.
That's
like,
shady,
yeah, it's
man.
very shady. Like I don't agree with that because they're not being held accountable for the misgivings and like the crimes that they're doing while they're patrolling. And you know, it's just I don't really think that they're really gonna like really learn a lesson from all this. I really think that like this is gonna like continue because they really have to understand they have to get punished for what they're doing. Like, it's just very bad decision making. You know, I talked to I actually do have a personal friend that's actually like at North Miami, and he's part of North Miami Police Department. You know, and he's saying that, like, yeah, it's just very bad calls. You know, a lot of people personally, you know, a lot of people are like on the force who make these bad calls. Like they either do it for like personal reasons, or just because they get too ahead of themselves, you know, for during that situation. And you know, this is just one of many prime examples that, like, you know, people they gotta make them wake up, because, you know, unless it's like real diverse change where they can actually understand us, like the community, what we're going for, and like how we feel inside, you know, our sentiments, they're really not really going to truly understand. So, you know,
because it's like with the police, it looks like they're thinking in their mind, it's us against them, and if we give them this, they're going to win, instead of having some show of remorse and saying, we are sorry,
right,
we put your address here and we killed somebody innocently, and say we're sorry, and then let those cops pay for the wrong. But the pride and the arrogance of, we can't let you win. So that's what it all boils down to. We can't let you win. So we are going to let them go free as if they never done anything, without any repentance, without them saying sorry at all.
Right.
You know, you got something to say about that, JDP? What's your take on the situation?
Basically, the way I feel about it is basically what he said. Like, honestly, the true victory will be when we don't have to start settlements, so then you can satisfy people, or just be like, oh, let me just get a Band-Aid and put it on the boo-boo there.
Yeah.
Like, nah, like, it's not gonna fix anything. No amount of money is gonna bring back a life that I lost.
Somebody's still gonna be there.
Exactly.
They lost their family.
You lost my family.
Can't bring them back.
And then even then, they're still not doing anything to like defund or make them pay for it. It's coming out of citizens' taxes in Louisville. That's coming out of their taxes. So it's like, wow.
That's wild.
We gotta pay for something that you guys did wrong.
That you did wrong. So they're actually not paying anything. It's taking it from the taxpayers.
Exactly. It's like the stimulus check. You drop the stimulus check and then you pay it back there in taxes.
So
what are you doing?
That is a beautiful point, bro. That's
like, so the way I see it is like,
what are you doing?
Exactly. They're coming up with different things. They did say that they're doing
racket, man.
Exactly. Yeah, they said they're doing other things to like for reform for the police and whatnot, so then they can like
live in the neighborhood.
Yeah, they need to do that too, because
like that's gonna happen.
We'll see. It depends. Like, we'll see if it happens or not. But even then, it's like, look, why wouldn't you have people that live there to patrol a whole different area that you didn't know in the first place and whatnot? If you have people, you have police officers that live in the neighborhood that they patrol, then they got the chance to get to know these people more, live closer to them, get more personal with them, and understand. So then you can really know how to protect these people and how to do your job, because you ain't gonna want no stranger to go ahead, and you don't want no stranger to come in your house and then just doing whatever and whatnot, and then you're like, yo, what do you know about this place? You know me personally and nothing. No, you don't want nobody in your house doing that, because you're going to do whatever the heck. So policemen finna do the same thing. Come through, just drive around here. Oh, this is just my job.
That's it.
It ain't personal.
Got no personal relationship with none of these people. It's like, you know, in a lot of their neighborhoods, like for instance, I don't know, y'all pretty young, Mayberry was a small town, and they had this show, and everybody knew everybody in the neighborhood, and they even knew the sheriff, because the sheriff grew up in that neighborhood. And then everybody had a relationship with each other. Like down right here in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, where we live at, in Miami area, you know, the cops that live in Miami, that work in Miami, they live in Broward and Palm Beach, and all the Broward and Palm Beach people work. All the Miami people work in Fort Lauderdale or Palm Beach. And they do these things for a reason. It's a reason behind all of that, man. You know, if these guys go and they arrest big time drug dealers and stuff like that in the neighborhood or whatever, then they know exactly where to go to come get these guys. So they call themselves trying to keep these guys safe. You know, that's another topic, another story. But I think that people, if you live in a neighborhood, like the guy said, like JDP said, you will have a relationship with the people, and you can feel something from the people. But if you're, like I said in the last segment, if you live in a neighborhood and you're a person who grew up, I don't care if you're a Cuban or you're white, you know, or Spanish, whatever, and you grew up in a predominantly Latino neighborhood, you can't relate to me. If you grew up in Mayberry, some goddamn where with a bunch of rednecks flying redneck flags and hearing people say nigga this, nigga that, or you know what I'm saying, you gonna have that. It's in your heart. It's a heart condition. So now when everything get heated and you're in that neighborhood and you go to bust somebody, when you go there, you're not, and you find that that's not the person you're looking for, and you still shoot them 8 times. That's in your heart to do, man. You have no sympathy for that person. I find it hard to believe that you're gonna go and shoot an unarmed woman 8 times. Why you gonna shoot somebody without a gun 8 times?
8 times. Yeah.
I mean, you wanted to make sure that person was dead. It's something behind that. It's something behind that, and then they pick these people and bring them in our neighborhoods to police us because they want them to be basically like robots. If a robot has no feelings, it can't feel. You see that? So if the person don't know about me or my culture, only thing they know about my culture is watching a rap video or seeing a brother bounce a ball or play football or whatever. They don't. That's the only way they're gonna know or have anything to do with a black person is watching them on TV or arresting them. You know what I'm saying? When they grow up and they come in our neighborhood, they police our neighborhood, they don't know us, they don't feel us, they don't. Most of them guys are rednecks, man. Or they come from another country and they don't have no relationship with us. They don't want to have no relationship with us. And they do this for a reason, to keep us all divided, to keep us all separated, so they can manipulate us and turn each other against each other. You know, they want to turn us against each other, and we got as a people realize that we need each other if we want to survive, if we want to stay alive, if we want to be happy, if we want to grow and be our kids to grow and be successful. When we pass on the torch to them, they can grow up and do anything what they want to do, and don't be afraid to leave their house. Don't be afraid for their kid. No one should grow up being afraid to go outside and go to the park and play, or to walk to the Walmart or to the store to get something. You know, I mean, no one should be afraid.
And being afraid that it's a cop that's gonna do it.
Yeah, a cop. It used to be, I'm afraid because them gangbangers out there, them drug dealers out there shooting at each other. I ain't going to the park. But now it's, man, I don't want to go there because the popo might pull me over and kill me. You coming from work and you see the police speeding behind you, and now you're nervous. And when they go around you, thank God they ain't trying to stop me. No, man, who wants to live like that? That's not freedom.
No, man, that's not at all.
That's not freedom, man. We're living in jail outside of jail. It's like we're living in a jail. And and the only reason why the whole country, all these other people around the world are getting involved, because they saw a grown man get choked out and scream for his mama. Now that got to be the most demeaning, the most despicable way to die. To have your man, that man basically took his manhood because he had a badge. Basically took that man's life and his manhood on national television. And that's why now we got all these people from all over the world who feel our pain, because guess what? They probably seen similar things happen to them over there in Europe and all over the place. these cops, these police, and these soldiers that's mistreating the people because of the powers that be, that nobody see, that nobody can see, that's pushing buttons, puppeteers, because they want to keep certain people at a certain level. You know what I'm saying? So a lot, like an old man told me, it's not about white and black sometimes. It's just about keeping people black. But those people that out there killing people because of the color of the skin, they're racist. They're racist. And those people that are up, the powers that be, they just want a certain group of people to be where they are. So y'all, that's another topic. You know, this is the end of our segment, man. We gonna get up out of here. But y'all think about it, man. Y'all read, man. Y'all watch y'all back, man. And we need to come together, pull together, brothers and sisters. My white brothers and sisters out there, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate the NBA for standing up for us, putting Black Lives Matter and all that. I was not gonna watch the bubble, but you know what? I watched because I saw the Miami Heat playing, and I saw the Black Lives Matter on their jerseys, and that touched me, man. You know, and I know they're sincere. The NFL, y'all gotta step up though. Y'all gotta step up, man, cause I didn't see none of that. Only thing, you know, I see you guys talking about it, you know, and I applaud Stephen A., Michael Wilborn, and all the other black commentators, because back in the day, all I saw was white commentators. So things are changing, you know what I'm saying? So we got to just stay diligent, stay strong, and stick together. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got anything to say before we sign out? All right, y'all, it's Young Kings FLA on Big C.
I'm Candy Operator, God bless.
All right, JG.
SinBad JDP.
And we're out.
All right.
Hey, what's up, vicious?
CG. Big C.
Park on the track, Brad County with that.
Young Kings FLA TV. Let's get it.
Hot music, we got it. Hot topics, we got it. Black power, we got it. And knowledge, we got it. 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 Got spirit, we got it. Having fun, we got it. Get work done, we got it. Number one, we got it. 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 C-E-G. We got that hot sauce, baby, and we put that sauce on everything. FLA Young King. We got it. 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 C-E-G. We got that hot sauce, baby, and we put that sauce on everything. FLA Young King. We got it. 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 Young Kings doing your thing. Haters can't take the heat that you bring. Hey, alliance heart won't break apart, and it don't matter the blow. I'm standing tall, I never fall. I'm never fearing my foe. On the rise, 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 on the rise.